Hey folks, I'm Mr. Hartzler, and in this episode I want to talk to you a little bit about solving systems of equations. We're going to do that 3 different ways. We're going to do it by graphing, like I'm going to show you first. Then we're going to do some substitution and then some elimination. So here, as we go, we'll see it 3 different ways, and it should be fun. First one, right here. We're already given these 2 equations in slope-intercept form. I know it's slope-intercept because I have the slope, and I have my y-intercept, that mx plus b format you probably remember. We're going to start off by graphing the y-intercept. So this first part, it's 4, so I'm going to go up to 4. I'm going to mark a dot. Then my slope says I go -3, so that's -3 over 1 if you want to think about it that way. So I'm going to go down 3 to the right 1. Then I'm going to draw my line. I like using a ruler because, straight edge. And I only need 2 points, and I can do pretty well. Next one starts at -2, so I mark that y-intercept. +3 over 1 slope, so I go up 3 over 1. That actually overlaps my other line right there. And I also want to make sure you write down the actual solution. The point of all of this is finding a solution, and we find that where we cross our 2 lines. That's our solution for these 2 equations. So I'm going to write that as a coordinate point. It is 1, 1. Not too shabby, right? Let's go over and do another one. Let's do number 2, and then we'll skip down a little further. So this one, y-intercept is 2. Mark that. Our slope is up 1 over 1. So I do that line. And our next one, x equals -3. It's just x equals -3. There's no slope or anything, really. I mean, not even a y-intercept, because there's no y. But it's an x-intercept of -3. So I know x equals 3. Since that's all I know, it's a vertical line there. Sorry if the ruler's loud. I have no clue how loud that's going to be on the video. But you'll notice too, this ruler goes up to 18 inches because it's cool like that. It has metric, so I don't know. I guess that takes away some of the coolness. And I overlap over here, and that is at 3, 5. So this one should be 3, 5. I knew it had to be at 3 because, oh, dang, I did that wrong. That's a -3. That line doesn't count. We're going over here. -3. And we cross right there. At, not 3, 5, but -3, -1. I knew my x-coordinate was going to be -3 because that's the only way this equation is true. We'll see on our next one, our next examples, that we're able to take one and plug in into the other one. But I want to do one more just for safe measure, for good measure. We'll go over to 4 because that's easy, and I won't have to move my mic. So this equation is in standard form. There's no fractions, and there's x's and y's both on the same side, constants on the other. I don't like that, though. I need to get that into slope-intercept form because that's how I graph better, and probably a lot of you graph better that way too. So I have 4x plus y equals 2. I need to get the y by itself, so I'm going to subtract 4x. Y equals -4x plus 2. Let's graph that one while we're at it. So I'm going to go up at 2. Slope of -4 over 1. Put in my line. You'll notice too, if you're an engineering student of mine, solid arrowheads. I do it in math and I do it in engineering because it's important to follow these things through. Next, x minus y equals 3. X minus y equals 3. I'm going to subtract x. So -y equals -x plus 3. Divide everything by -1. Now it's a positive y equals positive x minus 3. So -3, that's down here. And then I go up 1 over 1. Oh, there's my spot right there. And awesome. This coordinate point that I intersect is at +1, -2. Awesome. We're doing great. Now let's go and do some substitution. And I'm going to, how's this going to work? There we go. I can slide right there. This is a worksheet I gave to my students that I stole off the internet. So I don't know if I break laws that way or not. It's public. It's just PDF. Anyway, these again are standard form. I told you, and I tell my students this, if I am specific in my contract, I expect you to do it the way I specified. So this one, I said in the directions, substitution. So here, we have to do this all substitution-like, not elimination. I'm going to take this bottom equation because it looks easier, and I'm going to solve for x. So I'm going to add y, Well, that's x equal, well, I'm going to solve for x. But I can't remember what I said actually, so I'm solving for x. So now I have x equals 13 plus y. I'm going to substitute that into my first equation. That one was more complicated. That's why I wanted to solve my bottom equation, because it was simpler. It was just a 1 in front of both my x's and y's. So I'm going to substitute that into my harder equation. So that's 4, always use parentheses, 13 plus y plus 2y equals 10. Distribute the 4 in. That's 40 plus 12 is 52. 52 plus 6y equals 10. Subtract the 52. Divide everything by 6. Oh, I'm off the screen. There we go. Y equals -7. Awesome. Done, right? No. Up here, this was a coordinate point. I needed an x and a y. I only have a y. How do I find the x? Easier than you think. Let's not look at that one. I take this y and I plug it back in. I can plug it into this one, or this one, or that one, which is the same as this one. So it doesn't really matter. I'm going to plug it into this one because it'll tell me exactly what x is. X equals 13 plus, I know now y is -7. So 13 plus -7, that means x equals 6. Done? Almost. Almost. It is 6 comma -7. It's an important part to remember. Let's do another one. I'm going to move the camera over this time. Alright, got it back. This one seems weird. There's already y equals stuff. That's actually nice, folks. I already know that part of my coordinate. I know it's going to be something, comma, -5, because that's the only thing that makes this top equation true. And that's a blank, not a minus, just so you're aware. Let's take that and plug it in. 5x plus 4 times whatever I know y is. Well, 4 times -5, that is -20. So I'm going to add 20 to both sides. 5x equals 0. One of my students freaked out today because they said the answer can never be 0. Well, that's wrong. Answers are 0 all the time. Like, how many years have I been a millionaire? That's 0. So that's an answer to a question. Divide everything by 5, and I know x equals 0. Substitute that in now. Sweet. There's another one. I'm glad I slid this way. Look at number 5. Both equations are already set equal to y. So I can set those two things equal to each other. Because I know this equals that, and the same thing equals this. Well, these two things must equal each other. That's the transitive property if you're trying to keep up with that stuff. X minus 3. Get x's, we'll take them to the left because that's where most of them are hanging out. That's 3x. Let's add over our 9. I'm doing all this in one step because I'm limited on space. So those cancel. That gets me the 3. These cancel. And that's a -3 plus 9 gets me 6. Divided by 3, x equals 2. Now I need to figure out what y is. So I'm going to plug that back up in. I'm going to choose the bottom one, again, just because it's easier. I could choose either, but I'm going to pick the bottom one, because there's less going on. So y equals 2 minus 3. Well, that's a -1. So now I write my coordinate point as 2, -1. Great job. So far, no one in this room has questions. That's good, because I'm alone. All right. Now let's do elimination. Let's see. Solving by elimination. Let's do this first one. This one up here. Some people get scared with this. I wouldn't be frightened if I were you. I want to first choose whatever thing I want to eliminate, and it's always going to be the easier thing because, again, to be a good mathematician, you want to be as lazy as possible while still doing the job correctly. So 16 and 8, those are going to be easy for us to cancel. So I'm going to multiply this top equation by 2. That will get me 16x minus 12y equals -40. I'm not going to change the bottom one. So that's -16x plus 7y equals 30. X's cancel now, folks. That was the point. I wanted something to cancel. If you're doing elimination and nothing cancels, you're probably doing it wrong. Hopefully this isn't getting too obnoxious, but I'm moving the mic closer and closer to me. I keep noticing I can bring it in. Anyway, negative 12y plus 7y is a negative 5y equals negative 10, because that's a negative 40. I know it's sloppy, but that's a negative 40. So y is 2. Now, how do I find x? Well, same as last time. I'm going to take this y equal 2, and I'm going to plug it back in. Pick the easier one. Again, always a better choice. I think the top one this time is easier. So 8x minus 6 times whatever y is. Y is 2, so I plug that in. 8x minus 12, I don't know why I wrote 16. 8x minus 12 equals negative 20 plus 12. 8x equals negative 18. Nope, I did that wrong. Negative 20. I don't even know how I did that. That's just 8. It was just negative 8. Wow, I am sorry, folks. I am off today. Divide everything by 8, so x equals negative 1. My coordinate point, negative 1, 2. Awesome. Go us. Now, let's go to what I would call a harder one. I'm actually going to give myself a fresh sheet of paper for this, too. All right, so here's our harder one. 2 equations. I know. The second one has fractions. That frightens nearly all of us, me included sometimes. So, what's better than 2 fractions? 1. What's better than 1 fraction? None. Not 4, like my hand kind of shows. So, let's get rid of some of these. I can get rid of all of them by multiplying everything by 18. Now, I know this one is a 9, and this one is an 18. I picked the 18 because 9 can go into 18. So I do this. Let me change my angle of my camera. My hand should be less in the way now. So that is now 18 plus the 9 and the 18 are going to cancel and be left with a 2 on the numerator and a 1 in the denominator. 2 times the 5 gives me 10y. Or you can just multiply the 18 and the 5. If you're one of my students, you don't have a calculator. I'm multiplying the 5 by 10 and then 5 by 8. So it'd be 50 plus 40, which is 90. Divided by 9 is 10. Again, just trying to walk you through that process. You don't have calculators, so I'm trying to do everything without a calculator and teach you how. Negative 7 over 18 times 18, well, that's a negative 7, and these are x's. So now, no fractions. Awesome. I'm going to move this one just straight over just so I can see them together again. All right, now I need to figure out which letter I'm going to solve for and which one I'm going to get rid of. And that's actually still hard to do. I have x stuff equaling things, and I have y stuff equaling things. So I'm going to switch this around even more. I'm going to take this top equation, and let's actually get all of the variables to the right side. So I'm going to add the 8x, subtract the 10y, subtract the 10y. So now I have negative 24 equals 12y plus 8x, 18 equaling negative 7x minus 10y. Shuffling one more time so that everything's in the right spot. All right, now let's try and get some stuff to cancel. I'm going to go with the y's because I like multiplying the 12 and 10 better than 8 and 7. I just don't like 7s for some reason. So I'm going to multiply the top by 10, and I'm going to multiply the bottom by 12. And because I'm switching these two, my y's are going to end up canceling. All right, so now we've done that. You will notice my y's are going to be able to cancel when I add straight down. I have negative 240 equal 80x plus 120y. 216 equals negative 84x minus 120y. We're going to add straight down because these are opposite signs. That's more convenient, but keep in mind if they were the same sign, I would subtract this whole bottom row, which would mean all of these signs would change. So it would be negative 240 minus the 216, 80 minus a negative 84, so I'd be adding those two, that kind of thing. But again, Our y's are already opposites. They're going to cancel, so I can add straight down. Negative 240 plus 216 is 24, but it's negative. 80x minus 84x is minus 4x. And again, my y's cancel. Awesome. Dividing everything by a negative 4. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. 24 divided by 4 is 6. I know that's a lot, going through a lot of steps, but really no single part there was too terrible. I got rid of the fractions. I reordered some stuff just so that all my constants were on the left and variables on the right. Reordered again so that x's and y's were on top of each other. Then I switched what my y's were and multiplied the top one by however many y's I had on bottom. And I multiplied on bottom by however many y's I had on top. That guarantees they'll cancel. And we'll go from there. Oh, I actually could have done smaller than that. I could have multiplied the top by 5 and the bottom by 6 and still got that to work. Anyway, I know what x is. Now I need to find y. So I'm going to plug that back into, let us do the top equation. I'll do the top equation because there's no fractions in that. So I have negative 24 minus 8 times whatever x is equals 12y. Negative 24 minus 8 times 6 is 48 equals 12y. That is negative 60 and 12. Negative 72 equals 12y divided by 12 divided by 12. 72 divided by 12 is 6. Yeah, 6. So now I have 6 comma negative 6. I can always verify this by plugging those answers back into my original two equations and see if they both end up being true statements. So something like 30 equal 30, that's a true statement. If I got 45 equals 6, well, I'd be wrong, and one of these numbers isn't correct. But I think we are, and if not, some kid or other teacher will correct me and I'll make a new video. All right, so that is everything. We've done substitution, we've done elimination, and we have shown you some graphing. Hopefully this was helpful. If it was, click that like button that's down over there somewhere. And subscribe so you can get to see more of my videos. If you're one of my students, you can subscribe using your school email account. That's awesome. Do that. Then you don't even have to worry about it. And when you leave high school, my stuff won't show up anymore. But I'll still have more subscribers. Have a great day, everybody. And make sure you stay away from black tar heroin. That was what a student told me the other day. And you know what? I like it. It's better than just saying don't do drugs, because it's specific and it makes you think. Bye, everybody.